Hello, welcome to the Dapper Pelican podcast. It's just me today. I wanted to do a little football and basketball talks and updates. At first, we're gonna talk about the Tennessee Titans, um, and what I think is gonna happen with the rest of their season, and just pretty much everything we can talk about the Titans, and then we're gonna move on to a little bit some other teams, and then some basketball. So to start, I'm sure every NFL fan knows that Derrick Henry got hurt and will most likely miss the remainder of the regular season. His injury is slated to be 6 to 10 weeks. Um, Now, it wasn't affecting him horribly on the field playing. Like, he was able to play through it, which, I mean, he's a tough dude. So, like, I doubt, like, every normal person will be able to play through that. But they said 6 to 10 weeks. I think he'll end up being out like 7 or 8 weeks, which would slate him to be back a game or two before the regular season ends. So all the Titans really got to do is beat the teams they should beat, and we should still be top of the AFC South, top 3 or 4 seed in the AFC. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the season, but we did sign Adrian Peterson and Donta Foreman. So our running back room right now is looking like Adrian Peterson, Donta Foreman, Jeremy McNichols, and I think Makai Sargent. Now, I don't know for sure how he's going to look like, but Adrian Peterson, according to all of our coaches and players, they said he's looked good and that he's looked fresh and he's able to run. And if we get a decent Adrian Peterson, we're going to be just fine. Because what you'll see is us pass the ball more. I don't think Julio has actually been like seriously hurt where he's had to miss these games. I think that's been coach's decision and that's been a little bit of load management. Vrabel loves to sit guys. Vrabel will always sit guys if he can, just to make sure they don't get a horrible long-term injury, and that way he'll have them for the playoffs. So I think, I mean, we'll be getting a lot of players back soon. We'll be getting Christian Fulton. I'm pretty sure Julio and AJ Brown are both 100% and gonna play Sunday night. Today's Saturday morning, so yeah, I'll say tomorrow night. We play the Rams, so that's gonna be a tough game. I don't know. I don't think we'll win that game, but I do think there is a chance we do win it. If our defense plays anywhere near how we did against like Kansas City, we'll be just fine. Um, and Julio, I mean Jalen Ramsey can't guard both AJ Brown and Julio Jones at the same time. So Jalen Ramsey's phenomenal. So I feel like this game is 100% going to depend on how our offensive line plays. Um, we need offensive line play and we need D-line play. Basically, we win this game in the trenches with our offensive and defensive lines. So if we're able to pressure Stafford, and then if we're able to protect Tannehill, that's how we win this game, in my opinion. I think Julio is going to pop off the rest of this year, and I think AJ Brown will too. I think both of them will probably end up finishing. I mean, I feel like both of them could probably, until Derrick Henry comes back, I feel like both of them could probably average like 90 yards and a TD per game for the rest of the year each. I think we're going to be I hope so, anyways. I think we're going to be a lot more pass happy. I think Tannehill is probably going to throw the ball at least 30 times a game every game. Um, but we'll see. Um, I cannot wait to get Christian Fulton off of IR. He was playing really, really, really good before his injury. I was very upset when he got injured. But we're able to pull him off of IR anytime now. So whenever he's ready to go, so either probably he'll probably come off of IR next week. I doubt they'll pull him off of IR right before the game. Which, I mean, you never know though. That's a possibility. Kevin Byard's been playing phenomenally this year. He's been great. I love to see him back. And I think last year the only reason it looked like he was playing bad was because the entire defense was bad. It's really hard to stand out if you don't get a chance to make plays because it's not like necessarily he was getting really beat, but I mean, we didn't have a single player who could play man. Everybody was burnt toast. Um, but this year, our defense has been miles better. Harold Landry's been playing great. When Bud Dupree's been in and healthy, he's been playing great. Jeffrey Simmons been playing great. Danico Autry, oh, for how cheap we picked him up, oh, he's been so good. David Long has been a big surprise this year. That man has been playing awesome. I would like to see Jayon Brown and him be the starting linebackers. So Long and Brown. Whenever Jayon's finally healthy, but we'll see how Jayon's doing. He's been fighting injuries since he broke his arm against the Ravens in the regular season last year. So hopefully he can get healthy. We didn't make any moves at the trade deadline, trade wise. The only thing we did was sign Adrian Peterson and Donta Foreman. I really would have liked to see us make a trade for a corner, or a corner, a defensive tackle, or a right tackle. Excuse me. Those are our real holes right now. Our corner, DT, and right tackle. And I would have really liked to see something made. I saw a couple things about Fletcher Cox, but he ended up not being available. I saw a ton of stuff about Kyle Fuller from the Broncos or X Howard from the Dolphins. Really, I would have given a first to the Dolphins for X Howard. Like that dude is so good. I couldn't imagine. Oh, our corners would be so good if it was X Howard and Fulton, and then Jackrabbit coming off the bench. I really don't like. I really feel like the one big hole in our defense this year is Janoris Jenkins. That dude, I feel like he's just constantly getting beat. Just all the time. I feel like he's getting beat. Stephon Diggs abused him. He abused Janoris Jenkins so bad. Um, and I feel like that's been like the thing all year this year, because like Fulton locked up DK Metcalf. And other than everyone else too, like he just hasn't allowed a lot. He's had a pick. I feel like he's been really good, and I just can't wait for him to get back in this defense and get grooving. Greg Maben's been a surprise, but I think I saw something that like he was placed on IR, and then it wasn't actually true that he was placed on IR, and then he was just gonna miss this game. I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of odd the way that happened, but Maben has been a surprise. He played really good against the Chiefs, and he played pretty good last week. Against the Colts. So, but yeah, we'll see how the season trends. A lot of people are saying we're done now that we don't have Henry, but I think we're still a pretty good football team. Uh, like, like I saw tons of people on NFL Network, ESPN and stuff saying that we're just done. Like, there's no chance we do anything for the rest of the season. That Derrick Henry was our entire team. I don't think that's the case. I think that now we'll get a true evaluation on Tannehill over these next 6 to 10 weeks. I feel like we will find out if Tannehill is that guy, that how he has looked since he's taken over as quarterback for the Titans, or we'll find out that if people were right and if he was really a product of Derrick Henry. I don't think that's the truth. I don't think that's the case, but we'll see. Um, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Um, some other things I'd like to talk about are the Raiders. I cannot believe all the stuff that continues to happen to their organization. I feel like it feels like they're literally in the news or like headlines or something all the time, like all the way back to the Antonio Brown stuff. Like it's just crazy. Obviously, this year. Let me pull up the dates real quick. Um, so October 28th, John Gruden resigned for homophobic, misogynistic, and racist emails being exposed. And before any investigation or like punishment could take place, he resigned. November 2nd, the beginning of this month, Henry Ruggs is involved in an accident with including one person dying. He was 2 times over the legal limit for alcohol, had a weapon in his vehicle, and he was facing time. And I saw that his sentence was like 46 years. And then yesterday, Damon Arnett was hit with a lawsuit for a hit and run on a woman. And then a video also surfaces of him threatening to kill someone and waving a bunch of guns. Um, like, and that's all within literally like a 2 week period. So I don't know what's going on with the people in this organization, but I said something about it on Twitter, and somebody added me and said, "Oh, this isn't an organizational problem. This is a personal problem." And I'm like, well, if you have so many personal problems within one organization that no other organization is having, it becomes an organization problem because you're losing coaches, you're losing key players. Like that becomes a problem of the organization. So I don't really, I don't really know. I think a change and I think a change in culture is needed. I think that there's a lot that needs to change within that organization. I think staff needs to change. I think they just need to clear everything. I think everybody in the staff, or not everybody, but a majority of people, they need to go. I think Mike Mayock should retire after the season, get a new GM, and I think they need to go about a new way with their draft process and with all that because obviously what they've been doing has not been working out. That with like personality wise, so they need new personalities. Excuse me. Obviously there's been some good draft picks. Josh Jacobs has been great. Derek Carr has been really good this year. I mean, everybody says that Henry Ruggs was a great guy, and that he was playing well this year, and then that happened. So I don't know for sure, like why these issues happen with only the Raiders. It seems like so often, but obviously that I mean so many personal problems that eventually becomes an organizational problem. Um, this weekend we got a pretty good slate of games. I'll give my prediction for those games. So obviously we had the Colts, and they beat the Jets 45-30. Josh Johnson actually surprised me and played well when Mike White got hurt. Colts defense, they are really good at getting turnovers, but other than forcing turnovers, they're really not that good. Um, They got Darius Leonard and a couple guys that are good at forcing fumbles or getting picks, and then other than that, the defense really is not that good. Um, but we got the Broncos and Cowboys. In my opinion, the Cowboys win that. Broncos aren't that great of a team, but they're not bad, but they're not a good team. Like I feel like they'll beat any bottom 10 team, but lose to any like top 15 team. So I feel like they're that in that kind of ground. I think the Cowboys are a pretty good team this year. I feel like they're like top 5 to 7 team. They're 6-1 right now. They're doing really well. I would say they're probably like 4 or 5 best team in the league currently. Then we got the Browns and the Bengals. I'll take a second because obviously people have seen the Odell controversy and stuff that's going on right now with him. The he's supposed to he's set to clear waivers. I'm pretty sure, which means he can pick and sign with his team for whoever he wants on Tuesday. So I feel like my top options for him, I think I'll give just like a top 5. I feel like Raiders are a good option. The Packers, the Ravens, 49ers, and the Saints. In my opinion, I think the Saints should sign OBJ and Cam. I think that would say kind of help with their season, and that would because they lost Michael Thomas for the year and Jameis Winston. Go get Cam Newton. Go get Odell Beckham. I could say the same thing for Washington. Go get Cam Newton. Go get Odell Beckham. They have a really solid defense. They just need some more offense to keep the defense off the field so often. Um. Anyways, my opinion. Um. I think the Browns actually end up pulling off that win. Then the next game is the Falcons and Saints. I don't know how they're gonna do with Trevor Simeon for a whole game. They did just beat the Bucks, so I will take the Saints beating the Falcons here. But if the Falcons win, it would not surprise me with how with the injury issues that the Saints are having. Then we get the Raiders and the Giants. I think the Raiders win that pretty easily. Um, I think that they'll. I think Derek Carr will motivate the team. Team will come in motivated after all this stuff and just want a win. They're not playing a very good team. The Giants are not that good, so Raiders win. Next game, Texans and Dolphins. Battle of the tank bowl. I would say the Dolphins probably pull off. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna say the Texans pull off that one because they get Tyrod Taylor back, and Tyrod was actually pretty solid before he got hurt. So if he comes back solid, like I said, either team winning wouldn't surprise me. But Tyrod was looking good, and if Tyrod looked like that again, I think they'll be fine. Then the next game is the Bills and Jags. The Bills flood. I think that the game's not close. The Bills win. Bills have like one of the easiest schedules in the league this year, so I think they're gonna end up a top 3 seed in the AFC. The next game you get the Vikings and Ravens. I think the Ravens win that game. Ravens are kind of hot right now. They've won 11 straight games versus NFC opponents. Vikings are just an okay team. They're not bad, they're not good. Um, they need some coaching changes and some upgrades at a few spots for the Vikings. So I think the Ravens will win that. Next game, you get the Patriots and Panthers. That game's a toss up, but I think the Patriots win that. Their defense, I feel like, is a little bit better. Um, and I think Mac Jones has been more consistent and better than Sam Darnold has this year. And then I think that Bill Belichick obviously is just a much better coach than uh, Matt Rule is currently. That I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance to be like better than Belichick is now eventually, but it's Bill Belichick. Next game, you got the Chargers and the Eagles. I think the Chargers win that game. They've been kind of on a cold streak, the Chargers have lately. But I think they do beat the Eagles. The Eagles, QB room isn't that great right now. I know people really wanted to believe in Jalen Hurts, but I don't think that he is their long term option. But we'll see. Hopefully, Jalen will progress more. I'm not saying that Jalen won't be good, but right now it's not looking too great, in my opinion. Next game, we got the Packers and the Chiefs. The Packers will be without Aaron Rodgers because he got COVID, and they're playing the Chiefs. And their starting quarterback will be Jordan Love. I think the Chiefs pull off an upset here, beat the Packers, and that will like officially get the Chiefs back into the playoff race. I think this game right here is probably what jump starts it because they catch a break. They don't have to play Aaron Rodgers. So this is stuff like this. I kind of expected to happen, anyways. Next game we got the Cardinals and the 49ers. That's going to be the divisional games between the NFC West are always crazy. But obviously I think the Cardinals win that by a pretty good margin. And then the Sunday night game, you have the Titans versus the Rams. I mean, y'all know I'm a Titans fan, but I think the Rams win that. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to end up being like 31-28, something like that. But I think the Rams do pull off. But if the Titans win, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me. I believe in my team. So, and then Monday night we got the Bears and the Steelers. I think the Steelers win that game. They're a pretty solid team, and they're starting to like bounce back and get on a little bit of a hot streak. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm coughing so much right now. Anyways, yeah, that's all for my NFL talk. Move on to basketball a little bit. Um, Obviously we have the stuff with the Ben Simmons situation. I'm really hoping Philly just trades him, gets that distraction out of the building, so the team can focus. I think the Sixers are currently the 1 seed right now, as I'm recording this. Um, get get Ben Simmons out. If I were them, I would send Ben to like Sacramento and try to get like De'Aaron Fox, or like even just acquire more shooters. Like they could go get Marvin Bagley, Buddy Hield, and like a first round draft pick. If I were them, that's a solid trade. Speaking of the Sacramento situation, how they're doing Marvin Bagley, that is just disgusting. Just trade the guy, please. Please just trade him. I really would like Bagley to go to either the Sixers or the Bulls now that the Bulls lost Patrick Williams for the season. The Bulls have been good this year. That's been nice to see. Lakers are kind of back and forth. They're getting it together and then kind of like losing it, and I think they need to get healthy, and then they just need to get more consistent. It's not been like I feel like Russ will have his turnovers, but other than that, he's been shooting well percentage wise, like field goal percentage wise. He's getting his assists, he's getting his rebounds, he's playing pretty well. He just has a couple bad turnovers here and there, like 3 or 4 a game. I know he's had 1 or 2 games where his turnovers were like 9 and 10, but other than that, he's going to be 3 to 4 turnovers a night. Anthony Davis has been playing extremely well. Carmelo Anthony has been playing awesome. Other than that, I just need the rest of the team to play more consistent. Like the other night, it was actually ridiculous. If you look at the team's box score from when they played OKC, they blew a 19-point lead. They've OKC has won 2 games this year, and both have been on the Lakers, and both times the Lakers blew a big lead. So that's been a little ridiculous. But if you look at the box score, you see Kent Bazemore had 2 points, and his 2 points were off of free throws. Other than that, he went 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, and then he only had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. And then he played 22 minutes. That's awful. DeAndre Jordan, 1 point, 3 rebounds as the starting center. He only played like 15 minutes. 0% from the field, 1 for 2 for free throws. And then you have Melo, who played great, 21, 6, 2, 2, and 1 off of 44%, 50% from 3. Austin Reeves played all right. 8 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal. 50%, 50% for the field, 40% from 3. That's solid. Rondo played 15 minutes, had 0 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Went 0 for 4 from the field. Malik Monk, 2 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, played 13 minutes, 33%, 1 for 3 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3. Wayne Ellington, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 for 6 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3. 16%. Dwight didn't play much, but his play time wasn't bad. He had 2 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. 1 for 1. Obviously, he doesn't shoot threes, but that's not bad. I would like to see Dwight play more than DeAndre Jordan. I feel like Dwight Wright is better than DeAndre Jordan right now. If they're not gonna play Anthony Davis at center like they should, it needs to be Dwight out there, not DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan needs to come off the bench. But I mean, you can see Rondo, Monk, Ellington, DeAndre Jordan, Kent Bazemore combined for a whopping, what was that, 3, 6, 8 points between 1, 2, 5 players. That's not good. Anthony Davis had 29, 18, 5, 1, and 2 off of 55%. Russ had 27, 6, and 5 off of 43%. Russ had 4 turnovers. Anthony Davis had 3. Rondo had 3 turnovers in 15 minutes. I don't know what's going on with him, but Rondo has not been good this year. I think they're just keeping him because they think he'll pop off in the playoffs, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that'll wrap it up for the sports and everything for this podcast today. Appreciate y'all stopping by. I'll probably drop another one Monday, before the Monday night game and after all the Sunday games have been played, and just give some more updates, see how a little bit of my predictions went for the weekend about my team, of the teams winning. Hopefully the Titans pull off a W. That'd be cool. But we'll see. Thank you everybody for stopping by. I hope everybody has a great evening, great day, great weekend. Tighten up. Make sure to follow the Twitter at Dapper Pelican. I give all sports updates, stuff like that for between anything Tennessee sports, football and basketball, and then a little bit of golf. But yeah, y'all have a good night, good day, good evening, good weekend. Peace out.